In our service duty, we all know naturally we are exposed to some of the most difficult human situations. And oftentimes we think the only way to deal with that is just keep going. And so as long as we are on call, as long as we are on dispatch and duty, we're fine if we can put our energy into further serving and putting ourselves into the service of difficult situations. And there's nothing really wrong with it. It's good. It's actually good to put our energy into that, obviously. However, there's also the challenge that if we keep doing that, we do start to deplete our mental fitness and resilience and health and well-being. And at the end of the day, or at the end of our tour of duty, we might experience real challenges in terms of readjusting. And that's also natural. I think it's probably one of the more important things is to really acknowledge the fact that there's nothing wrong with us. Absolutely nothing wrong with us getting affected, feeling whatever we feel or whatever thoughts arise, because of that survival brain, which is the oldest part of the brain, the brain stem, is really fast. That's the brain part that regulates pre-verbal things like breathing and our nervous system, adrenaline, hormones, all kinds of things like that that don't have any relation to language or rational thought and so forth. It's a much older and very fast brain, so that it can, when there is a threat of some sort, or when we need to get heightened, that happens immediately and on a pre-verbal level. It doesn't respond to language or rational thought. So that's why the psychologists and particularly the newer neuroscience sort of stresses the point that a lot of that dysregulation, it happens in the body, in the nervous system. The body keeps the score, as they say. So it's a natural response to begin with. We have to be clear about the fact that there's nothing wrong with us. It's actually a wise and necessary response from our body. And the point is to cool the nervous system, bring it back down. It's almost like we have that zone of best performance, and if we are constantly on the upper level of that, ready to pounce on being on the edge, and then something happens, we get beyond that zone of best performance or comfort zone, and the nervous system gets dysregulated. And the key is to kind of help us with these exercises actually to cool the nervous system after a heightened event and bring it back down to the center of that zone of best performance, so that we have more depth and resources to then respond to something that's very heightened and stressful. And it is of course helpful that then these hormones and adrenaline and survival energies that our system gets flooded with don't get stuck in our nervous system. They sort of create somatic sensations that signal our more rational brain that there's something wrong and we need to be ready to jump. And it's much more healthy also on the long run for us, of course, for our well-being, if we can bring ourselves down, discharge those energies with these exercises, and then therefore we can stay healthy longer and be more ready and available for further service. And in the end of our duty, we stay healthy and protecting ourselves from all those PTSD symptoms and what we see also in the news that happen when we we don't know how to regulate our nervous system. So that's actually very important, and our system is equipped to do that. And with the help of these exercises, we can learn to allow our nervous system to settle and reset. And of course, these mindfulness exercises, it's not like meditation. It's a mindfulness in action, if you will, or mindful body exercises. A lot of them deal with the body because of our body is so affected, and the body does affect our rational brain and our cognitive functions. So therefore, a lot of them deal with body and body scanning, some movement exercises, some standing exercises as well. But they also help us, stay in the present moment, or always be able to come back to the present and not let our mind wander in 15 different directions, but actually be present and in the moment. That's also very helpful, of course, for serving in very demanding environments.